Classy plays.
Yeah, for us to come out and start the game the way we did was very good. And then as the game flowed on, we got good contributions from different guys at the right moments when we needed them. So you can see from last week to this week, guys are enjoying playing. They're a good bunch to be around. It just took us a minute to figure some things out, and I think we're starting to see the rewards of just persevering through this right now.
What's it like when you stand there watching and you just can't miss from three in that first quarter and the score just keeps on getting higher and higher?
Yeah. Look, when you play the right way, it's amazing how you get rewarded, and for that stretch of the game, we had good purpose and intent defensively. There's always going to be some breakdowns or whatever, but the flow of the game was in our favor, and the pace of it and so forth. I'll be curious to watch the second quarter, because I think we got our quality of shot just deferred a little bit because of the barrage in that first quarter.
So last week we talked about how different you were the way you dominated rebounds, and this time you've gone outside. So do you feel like you're now showing everyone that you can play multiple ways? If you lose one part of your game, you can just turn to a different part of your game and have more weapons?
Oh, look, for our team, one of our themes is we need to live in the paint. Some nights that's at the rim, or like last week, KP was a recipient of a lot of passes close to the basket. Got a couple tonight. Where tonight it was more making sure we got the guys on the outside, because the way they play defense, they're going to collapse. And guys did a great job of stepping up and making shots.
You talked about him yesterday.
Yep.
It was amazing tonight. You talk a bit more in depth about what you saw, what you've seen that allowed him to produce that.
What everyone saw tonight was a culmination of hard work over the last 15, 16 months, the time that he's been with us. He has a great purpose to his work habits these days, and it's just not basketball, it's his lifestyle. And when I say that, like the diet and making sure he's sleeping and all of that type of stuff. And look, for a teenager to come in and understand that and how much it can help you, I think he's just starting to really grasp that. And the added weight room, like we talked about yesterday, like the confidence, it's just human nature. When you feel really good, your performance usually lifts to that level as well.
When did it start to feel like the big game here tonight?
I'm being honest, when the first shot went in, I didn't make one last week, so it was good to see the ball finally go through the basket.
So confidence-wise, you've always been happy to keep shooting regardless of whether it goes in or not. So did you have any worry after last week, or were you always like, no, that's just one game, I'll be fine this week?
If I'm being honest, I did, which is rare, because I'm normally next shot, I'm normally good with that stuff. But throughout the week, when I was missing that practice, I was like, man, what am I doing right now? But I had a chat to a couple of the guys in the team, and they're like, it's basketball, it happens, you miss shots. So I got my mental together today. I did a couple of things off the court before I got in, and it showed.
So when we saw your practice, you weren't missing at all. So were you having issues during the week? We just kept seeing you nailing it.
Throughout the week I wasn't hitting shots, but that's basketball. What happens? Some days you're going to make shots, some days you're not.
So can you talk about the amount of work you put into your body and the work in New Zealand as well? Are you feeling like everything's coming together for you now and you are getting that reward for it?
I guess so. I think the big thing for me was getting my mental right. There's a lot of things you can do on the court to get better, but taking care of that and really locking into those small things like the gym, as JR said, putting in the work, like being detailed with the work you put in, I think that was a big jump for me.
And the satisfaction of tonight compared to 24 in the boom last year, that was in a loss in the game, but you got away from it really when you started getting into that, whereas this one you've legitimately won the team the game, the way you performed, that must give you a lot of satisfaction.
I want to be known as a winner. I want to win basketball games. That's all I really want to do. So happy we got to win.
And both of you, Jesse's occasion, you wanted to make sure you did the right thing when you won. Was it in your minds at all throughout the game at any point?
I highlighted the fact of what this occasion was for Jesse. The best way we can show our respect is go out there and perform like he does for 16 years.
You talk a bit about Elijah Anthony's performance. It was a 3-minute patch where he was going heaps down one end and then he took the charge down the other end. And we talked last week about the last walk to him. Like, it feels like he's rising to the occasion when moments matter.
Yeah, and as this team evolves, I think you're seeing different moments in the game where we could talk about a lot of guys in that regard. But Elijah's a confident player. Like the role he played for his college team, he was their version of Bryce. So he got a lot of opportunity. So that's where that confidence comes from. And you know, he's been involved in big moments, game winners, stepping up to the foul line in those occasions. So like, it's great to see. I'm not surprised because he's lived this for a long part of his basketball career already.
Yeah, sure. John, is the most pleasing thing about the last 7 days that you've been able to win these 2 games and doing it in such different ways? I mean, last week you shot the ball terribly, but you won it on heart and desire and effort. Tonight, you still have those areas, but you shoot the ball so well. Is that pleasing to win in different ways?
When you make shots, it makes the game a little easier. But I was disappointed at halftime because we only had 5 offensive rebounds because we were admiring the offense instead of like being persistent like I want them to be. So you saw in the second half different guys, and the one that really sticks in my mind is Todd Withers with that offensive rebound putback. And our offense isn't going to be pretty all the time, but you just get to manufacture points if we're aggressive on the glass.
It's no surprise because you talk about it all the time, but the impact Ty Webster makes is massive, isn't it? I mean, he just brings such energy with him. It's amazing the difference that he makes when he plays.
Yeah, like we haven't even mentioned him yet, and he comes in tonight and changes the pace of the game with the way that he plays, and then he made some very crucial plays himself. I wouldn't mind if he waited to dance after the game, though.
You talked before about how you just want to be a winner. We've always known how well you can shoot the ball, but you're now becoming such an effective and efficient ball handler and playmaker. And even last week when you didn't shoot the ball well, I think you still had 8 assists. And the fact that you can now be a shooter and a scorer and a playmaker, that's something I'm sure that you're proud of and you'll continue to work on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I played point guard growing up my whole life, so I knew I was capable of doing that. But yeah, it's good. It's good to get my assists up as well as my points.
You've got one of these challenges now of playing on a Friday night and travelling to play on Sunday, John. We've heard what Gorge thought about how unfair it was on the Kings to have to do it twice already this season. So we know that it's tough, but how do you now freshen up and get ready for Sunday?
First and foremost, the guys need to enjoy what they've achieved tonight, and when I say enjoy, that's in a professional manner. And then we'll get on the plane tomorrow. We'll head to Melbourne. We'll prepare. Like the thing about the schedule is this is common for us to do this, so it's not going to be a surprise to anyone when we show up to the airport tomorrow. Us as coaches and the high performance staff, we get together and then we figure out how we best tackle the window that we are given. And then when we show up Sunday afternoon, we better play with a tenacity.
You'll have a look closely at how the Phoenix played earlier tonight, but do you expect it to be any different, or is your preparation any different given they're now under a new coach this weekend?
They'll certainly morph into more of the style that he would like to play, but playing tonight and then however they utilize Saturday and Sunday, I'm not sure. But I'm sure over time he will certainly put his painting on the court.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.